Better. Steph Curry, very quiet first half, finished with 22 points, including 14 in the fourth, as Golden State wins Game 7 in Houston. The Dubs get past a Rockets team which made life hard on Curry. New on SportsCenter.
Every game was so different. It was all 12 of them. I mean, from the rotations to the scores, it was low scoring for a majority of them. Then it became a shooting fest, and this game was kind of like the back to that pattern of a low scoring, just defensive, physical, tough, grinded out type of game. So it was, I can only speak for myself in the way that that was one of the toughest defenses I think I've ever faced, in the sense of the physicality that was out early in the series, and then their commitment to just trying to take away all the patterns that we usually thrive off of and guard me at half court at times. It was wild, but just staying patient but still being aggressive was the difference tonight. I only had 3 points in the first half and like 5 shots, but eventually I'm trying to make the right play and soften them up, and eventually you can make your presence felt scoring, but everything else was about just trying to make winning plays.
Yeah, you talked about that defense. It was definitely working against him throughout the series. He started slow again, held scoreless through the first quarter for the second time in the last 3 games. But as he mentioned, going to find a way to try and figure it out, and he did. Had a great second half, scoring 19 of his 22 points.
I was like, man, I'm so glad I'm starting tonight, because I don't know how it being coming to the bench, because coming to the bench for the Game 7 is being really hard, So just starting to get all the jitters out. It's a childhood dream, We all talk about Game 7s. We all want to play in Game 7s, but that actually playing in the Game 7 and getting prepared for it is one of the hardest things ever. And I'm just, thank God for my mom and everybody that prepared me, put me in a situation that I can be prepared, being mentally and spiritually prepared for this. And my teammates, of course, Jimmy and Steph and Dre, those vets, they've been in the fire before and they know what it's like, and just follow their lead.
Steph and Clay over the years have talked about what it's like to be in the zone where it feels like the basket's enormous and everything's going in. What does it feel like for you tonight when you get hot like that?
Yeah.
And unrelated, what did Jimmy say to you after the game?
It was, being in the zone is very spiritual, it's just you and that rim and the net and the ball, and you just figuring it out. And sometimes you put anything up and it just goes in, but just being at peace with your game. No, Jimmy didn't say nothing to me yet. I'm not gonna get on Jimmy yet. I'm gonna keep it calm. But today I had to fill his role in for them in the first half. He was slacking, but we all weathered the storm, and it was a great team win collectively. Everybody they did everything
he could possibly want in his life. He has nothing to prove, and yet he's going to come in and try to prove something every single night. It's amazing. Draymond too, Jimmy too, and that's the common theme. The common denominator with all these guys, it's their competitive force, that how much they love to play and compete and win, and the process of going through it and putting themselves on the line. The fact that these guys continue to put themselves on the line year after year after year, it just blows me away. The competitive spirit and energy and love for the game, it's beautiful to watch.
One thing about this league, you're never done proving who you are until you're done, completely finished. And so I wanted to come out and prove again just who I am, with poise, but with the same fire, same tenacity, but poise. And I think I delivered that and gave our guys something to follow. What I gave them last game to follow, they followed. And that's why we got bullied. But I think I gave them something different to follow today. And that was the message, that was the goal. We got it done.
Yes, they did. Steve Kerr now 3-0 in Game 7s away from home. It's the most road wins in Game 7 by any head coach in NBA history. And now the Warriors will face the Timberwolves in the second round, while the Rockets go home empty-handed despite being the 2 seed. Here's Ime Udoka.
We had our chances in this series. We all expected to continue to be playing, obviously, and so that's a letdown. But, it's going to sting now. Use it as motivation and the growth and the things we've learned and showed this year. Let's all come back better, coaches included. And so that was the message. Don't be satisfied. We had whatever amount of wins in second place and all that, but nobody cares about that right now. It's where we finished, and experience is out of the way. Everybody will take a look internally and see how we can all improve and come back better, and not settle for first round or just making the playoffs, but advance.
All right, for more on this Game 7 win, Kendrick Perkins joins the show. And Perk, the Warriors, they really showed that championship DNA closing out this Game 7. What was the key for them in this game?
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an impressive series all across the board. You talk about a brawl for it all. But when you look at Golden State and people think of Golden State, they think of offense because you had the greatest shooter that God has ever created. And you think about the Splash Brothers, but they forget about the other side of the basketball and them what they do on the defensive side of things, which helped them win championships. They locked down when they want to, especially Steph Curry. Tonight was one of those nights where I'll go back to the last championship against the Boston Celtics where in the NBA Finals, he was sliding his feet, doing all the little things when he was struggling to score in that first half. That's leadership. And then all of a sudden, it was a ripple effect. We saw Pajemski. He was getting in there, getting dirty. We know what Draymond and Jimmy are going to bring to the table. All of a sudden, Buddy Hield comes up with a block. So, again, the defensive side of things was huge tonight for the Golden State Warriors, holding the Rockets to 89 points.
Yeah, for sure, the defensive side, but you mentioned a couple guys there, and Steph, who just had 3 at the half and finished with 22, and then Buddy going off in the first half. Perk, how big is that for this team moving forward? They've got the defense that you want right now, but offensively, when Buddy Hield is able to kind of pick up the pieces if Steph is having an off night.
Well, it's going to be huge, especially going against Minnesota, because everybody was wondering who's going to be that third guy to step up, for scoring-wise, right? We thought it was going to be Jonathan Kuminga, but they need to sit him down for the rest of the playoffs because mentally he's not there. But Buddy Hield tonight, especially in that first half, was huge for them. But that's what leadership does, right? It rubs off on guys. And so we're watching a guy play with confidence. We're watching the coach believe in them. Steph trusts him. Draymond Green trusts him. And I thought when you get that production from those role players like a Buddy Hield, I thought bringing in Kevon Looney tonight was huge for Golden State. Big minutes from him. We know he has that championship pedigree. It's going to be huge for them going down the line. They're going to need that because Steph and Jimmy, they're going to draw so much attention. You're going to need somebody to step up and take that pressure off of those guys offensively.
Definitely was Buddy Hield tonight with those 33 points. When you see him going down like that from the outside, everybody was looking confident out there. On the other side of things, this Rockets team, they've got a great coach. They've got young talent. What do they need to look for moving forward?
They need a closer. And I tried to defend Jalen Green. I mean, look, I think his future is bright. It just don't need to be with the Rockets, right? And they have a lot of attractive pieces. If I'm the Rockets, I got to address the issue of shooting and a closer. And I'm going after Kevin Durant. I'll package up Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore, and Jabari Smith and some draft picks and go out and get KD. Not Giannis, but Kevin Durant. And you pair him alongside Amon Thompson, Şengün with Fred VanVleet, you keep Big Steven Adams, and now you rocking with something. They just didn't have enough offensive firepower tonight, especially when the Warriors locked in on Fred VanVleet, who had been, giving them that work over the last 3 games.
Finished with just 89 points in this Game 7 loss to the Warriors. They'll look ahead to next season. Warriors, as you mentioned, will look ahead to the Timberwolves on Tuesday. Perk,
what's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today. Folks, thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.